Hello, hello. It's me. How are you guys doing? How has excuse me, I have to get something. How are you guys doing? How's the weekend been? Cause I had a pretty good weekend. I mean, dance little Paccoz. Tora, welcome. Welcome. It's been a interesting weekend, so to say. I'm not sure. I'm gonna talk more about it as we, move on a bit into the game. I think because we're gonna be playing some classic WoW today, like I called out on the Twitter. Speaking of, I actually need to say I'm live on Twitter before I forget again that I'm. I never post on Twitter that I'm live. It's like, ugh. There we go. Posted. I did my job for once. Yeah. We're gonna be playing some classic WoW, like I said. We're gonna also be playing a different game, hopefully afterwards. No, not gonna mention it just yet because I don't wanna. I'm not even sure if it's going to happen or not. It's strange. I'm actually downloading it right now, and it's pretty big, so I'm gonna have to see how it goes. Badger knows what game it is though, wink wink wink. I will be playing that afterwards if I get to download it in time. Should be fine though, it says 20 minutes remaining, so that's enough time to be playing some classic WoW in the background. I'm very glad I have NASA internet on my dorm, otherwise I'd have no chance to be doing this at all. And since this thing I want to play afterwards apparently is only live right now till like half an hour. It's not that short. 6 hours or something like that, or it was even earlier than that because Badger got the time wrong. Well, that's how it goes, I suppose. This music is off, like has some super obvious repeating, which is kind of triggering me. So we're just gonna cut that off. And there we go. That's better. That's what I needed. There we go. Look at him go. Speaking of the devil, there's Badger. Hello, how are you doing, my man? Are you enjoying your beta? Because I am going to be playing a different kind of beta. Not really a beta at all, it's a demo. It's classic WoW. Because they were releasing that together with BlizzCon. And I am one of the crazy souls that decided to buy the super expensive ticket that is the BlizzCon virtual ticket. Because I like to watch it. And I will defend myself by saying that I didn't pay it entirely myself. I actually bought it with my dad and we watched it together. That's how I bond with my family. Take that. So I only had to pay half the price. That's all I'm gonna say. So for me, it was not a bad deal. Anywho. I don't really have much to say. I'll just fucking start it. I haven't actually... okay, I will say I have played the game like a tiny bit before we... but not much when I was at home, my parents. But now, we're actually going to try it on my actual PC and it's going to be super HD, even though the game looks like crap. But hey, let's give it a shot, shall we? So further ado, I am repairing a reactor before it explodes, so it's a living. You could say it's a living, but if you fail, that's not much of a living anymore. Because you're dead. But, everyone has their own job to do, I suppose. Family perks are real. They are. I'm very fortunate. Let's see, I've started the game and it says the game is running, but it's clearly not running. Which is a conundrum. Let's see how long it takes before something happens. Before it realizes the game is in fact not running. Or maybe it is running. Let's find out. Is it running? I don't even see any World of Warcraft client. I think you're full of shit. Let's have a look here. How about you start, game? Let's try again. I'm gonna run it again. Launching, it says now. It says the game is running and I launched it. So this is... I'm probably gonna start it like 6 times in a row on accident. Okay, I'll just put it up while we wait. Still away. Oh, there we go. It started. Oh shit, it started twice. I'm just gonna close one of them real quick. Oh god. It's not responding. It crashed. I'm very glad you guys don't see this. Now it still just looks very professional. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, actually, I need to... Shit, hold on. It doesn't work. Hold on. So there's this annoying bug, you see. I have to actually start the fucking game. I have to start the BFA client for some reason. It's really strange. And I have to actually, like, play on BFA. Like, I just have to start it and log in, and then I can actually play the classic demo. It's a super strange bug. Luckily I have the game installed, even though I'm not subbed. But you don't need to be subbed to play the game, because you have the free trial, thankfully. So I'm just gonna very quickly start it, while it's trying to update. Waiting on another installation or update. What are you talking about? Let's have a look. Oh my god. See, I'd love to do it right now. Holy shit, can you, like, actually update? Start the update now! Oh my god! Okay, I put... Finally, Jesus! This is a great start to the stream. Holy... A terrific start, one could say. I wonder if it's not, like, doing a lot because I have the Fallout beta and the... I just said what game I'm gonna play. God damn it! I'm gonna be playing Fallout afterwards. That's what I'm trying to download. I'm gonna pause the Fallout one. Let's see. Ah, there we go. So it didn't want to update because it saw I was downloading Fallout in the background. There we go. Might be less WoW now and more Fallout. Well, you say that, but I can't play Fallout because Fallout is still 17 out of 47 gigabytes downloaded. So don't worry though. I'm just. You see, I have to for some reason play BFA like for 2 seconds, just so I can apparently log into Classic. It's as soon as it just gives me that fucking play button is all I need. That's all I want. Just give me that play button. Give me play button. Fetching data indices. I don't know what that means. The soundtrack is perfect for this. Yeah. It wasn't intentional. This was supposed to be a high quality stream, but that didn't really happen. Okay, this update is actually taking forever. Like, genuinely, this is putting me in mad trigger mode right now. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna talk about BlizzCon right now. I was gonna wait till we started, but you know what? Okay, because I'm just standing here and waiting. BlizzCon. What are you guys' thoughts about BlizzCon? Because I have mixed opinions about this year's 2018 BlizzCon. Parts were cool. Parts were... What? I don't even know what I feel about it, honestly. Like... Okay, how do we even start? How do we even start? It started with the announcement of... Or they started with StarCraft 2, right? Well, actually, we even started even before that. First, they spent 15 minutes talking about the new president change, right? Because the new CEO of Blizzard stepped off, Mike Morhaime. No longer gonna be the head of Blizzard. And they've moved that responsibility to J. Allen Brack. I think you do, you don't guy. They literally spent like 15 minutes in the beginning talking about this and their grand journey through Blizzard, and I'm just, you know, kind of shaking my head and wondering, you know, at what part are they going to start talking about, you know, the new releases? Because I'm gonna sound a bit rude here, but Who gives a fuck about this right now? You know, they could have kept this until afterwards, but instead they had to talk about it then. Probably because they knew nobody really gave a damn. So they were just kind of standing there talking about their grand journey until finally, and I mean finally, they got told, or I say they got told, they gave the lead to Brack, and he was like, okay, let's talk about games. And I was like, yes, okay. Here comes the announcements. I'm super excited about this. And then, as we're into that, StarCraft 2, first thing they talk about. What? What did they even announce with StarCraft 2? Because I actually cannot even remember what they announced. I think they announced like a new like co-op campaign thing. That's all they said, and they were like, yeah, that's about it, and then we move on. So that was, clearly StarCraft 2 wasn't the highlight of the of this BlizzCon, you could see for sure. However, before we continue, that's what I'm talking about, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Ajax, long time no see, my man. How are you doing? I am playing some cue the transition while we're waiting for game capture to realize what I've been doing. There we go, I'm playing some WoW Classic, my dudes. Munkus. The new co-op commander, which I'm hyped to because that's my jam. That's great. I don't know what that means. I don't personally play very much StarCraft at all. I don't even think I have StarCraft. I have played it though. I mean, I guess I'll take it. Nothing too special, I suppose. StarCraft 2 is a lifestyle, they get more content than D3. We'll be getting on that part later. But for now, I'm just gonna say that this is the character I just kind of playing. We're just gonna keep going with this guy. There's no reason to start a new character, I think, because I want to play Warrior. So we're just gonna continue where I left off here. I think I did the Plane Strider quest and stuff like that. I'll be talking a bit about Classic WoW as well as we get into it. But for now, let me just bask in the glory that is Classic. Let's see here. The settings actually, right? Everything's max. Let's get some anti-aliasing, because why not? Wow, the fucking control seems off at the moment. Let's see, over here actually, wouldn't it? I feel like the sensitivity is like ridiculous right now. Where would I even change that? Doesn't sound like it's here. Key bindings perhaps? No, it's not key bindings. Interface options. Mouse, here we go. Let's slow that down. Oh, that's a bit better. There we go. Let's see. Final Fantasy is a very slow, like, move around. So, playing so used to Final Fantasy and jumping into WoW is a bit strange, shall we say. Pop is open. Anyone who wants an ARPG to play that side or work free workshop. Yeah, I'll get on. I'll get on the later part about BlizzCon in a second. You guys are already talking about the elephant in the room, which we'll get into. By the way, this game has kind of nice music in the background, but it is very... it makes me a little bit nostalgic, not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep the music on for a little bit, but until then, like, I'm probably going to switch it up and put on my own music afterwards. I'm just gonna take down the game volume a little bit so we can enjoy the brilliant soundtrack for now. Let's see. We need to kill some dudes. Where'd I get Plane Strider kidneys? Because I found the Chen's thing. Actual Pandarans in vanilla among us. Much positive. Any species of thunder lizards. We just have to find a thunder lizard and then we just need to kill Plane Striders. Is this any Plane Striders? Although I've never seen them drop from these guys. Also, they're kind of low level, but... I'm sure if we go down here, we'll, we might as well, like, work down here, because I think the Stolen Silver is, like, down here. So we might as well just gonna start walking down that path. While I talk about... Hold on. While I talk about what happened later with BlizzCon, because... we have still yet to talk about the rest of the announcements that happened later. After StarCraft 2, which was kind of whatever about, honestly. Nothing too special there, I'd say. What happened next? What happened next? Oh shit, I need Shivra Hooves. I didn't even realize. Well, I'm gonna be farming here for a bit then. Also, one more thing I'm gonna do. Because I hate error speech. Still also a bit loud. Excuse the adjustments right now. Oh, that's way too quiet. There we go. What did they announce next? I guess they didn't announce Diablo yet, did they? Because that was the last thing they did. I think they were technically supposed to be Hearthstone, but then something happened, and like you couldn't hear anything, which must have been very embarrassing for Blizzard, knowing, you know, you spent 40 freaking euros on this virtual ticket only to get that kind of quality on the announcement, which were pretty bad already. Kind of put me a little bit in that like okay moment, because I wasn't expecting that at all. But that guy just kept talking. I was wondering, are we seriously gonna watch the entire panel like this? But eventually it just skipped entirely to Overwatch, which was kind of funny. Overwatch, pretty hype, not gonna lie. I mean, you can't go wrong when you have Jeff Kaplan there in the background. Like, that guy is actually like a hype machine. He's not Chris Metzen, but he makes me pretty hyped, and he's pretty funny too. He's got that perfect sort of awkward humor that I like about him. Oh, I can actually move my frames. You can't do that in Manila. I'm gonna put it down here. There we go. Ashe, new character that came out in Overwatch. She looks pretty damn fucking cool, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I had a feeling she was gonna be a new character when they showed the cinematic cutscene, which was cool as always, by the way. I saw the shotgun and I realized, yeah, this guy has to be a new character, because I don't think any hero, as far as we know, don't have a shotgun except for, you know, Doomfist kind of got like a shotgun-like effect with his fist, but it doesn't. It's, you know, we don't actually have a physical shotgun yet, so there was definitely the weapon type that made sense to exist. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I definitely want to try that character out whenever it comes out. That was the easiest Chera Hooves quest I've ever done. Like, that just kept dropping. Wow. Okay. I do need to kill these plane striders. Moving on. Ashe is pretty, like, I won't say like, I'm not sure if it's gonna be my type of hero. Well, I'm not sure. She's DPS, right? She definitely looked that way. I like the dynamite ability. The fact you actually manually explode it with your weapon is really cool. I like that a lot. And her ultimate is literally the best thing ever. Fucking Bob. That is so cool. And apparently it's very tanky. I've seen a little bit of gameplay, and like, that guy, we're talking basically tank level of HP. And he does a crap load of damage. Although he obviously doesn't last very long. So that's Repeaters of her looks like a class I'll never be good with. Yeah, well, I mean, I can say that to everything though. Oh, this class looks great, but you know, I'm never gonna be good at it. Hit scan hero though, I don't actually know if she's hit scan and projectile, like, you know, Ana type, where you have to scope to do hit scan or not. I wasn't sure. It kind of looked like it was, but I wasn't too sure yet. But yeah, it looked pretty cool. I'm definitely interested in trying her out. Although she looks pretty cool too. No maps though. I was actually kind of hoping they would also announce a map, but I know what. I haven't actually played Overwatch properly in quite a while. Very recently, I actually just did a couple of matches again, and I realized like how far behind I feel now. Like, so many things have happened to the game, and literally since last I played, there've been a whole new map. Hamden had come out. I quit around the time Brigitte came out. And, well, let's just say I didn't recognize the meta anymore, just to say the least. That was pretty strange. But definitely could be cool to give it a shot. Get it shot. But yeah, I think that's the end of Overwatch. That's pretty cool. I mean, it was what we expected, right? We were expecting a new hero or a new map, so... And most likely a new hero, since that was the next on the line, since we already had the Korea map came out not too long ago. So moving onwards, we have Hearthstone again, finally. I don't give a damn about Hearthstone anymore. I used to play quite a bit of Hearthstone when it came out, but I've lost interest since. Like, it's not become a thing that I've cared about at all since. I think I played like a little bit again during, I think it was called the Grand Tournament, and then I didn't play again. Like, and then I actually haven't. No, Old Gods. It was Old Gods. That was the last one I played, and I've not touched it since. So I am so out of touch with like the state of the game right now. I don't even know if the game is even considered good yet anymore. Because I remember hearing some mixed things. I don't even know like what's even the main cards anymore. Because I know at the time I played, they just actually introduced like the standard and wild mode, which makes sense, I suppose, to exist. Oh shit, that's a strength upgrade. Poggers. I'm getting all the upgrades in the world. So good. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is what we need. One strength. All I need. Damn. I'm gonna kick ass now. Look at that hit. 41. Whew. I'm so out of touch with Hearthstone. I don't really know what they're up to. New cards look kind of fun. New paladin cards are focused on buff spells. Looks fun as hell. Well, I think the problem with Hearthstone for me is that these fun builds and all that, like, I'm just never going to do unless I spend quite a bit of money on these packs. And these packs are only gonna last me like, what, a couple of months before they go out of date again? You know, because they keep releasing new cards so fast. There's just no way I'll ever be able to catch up with the amount of cards that appear, you know? And since the game isn't exactly, you know, the type it's not exactly a collectible card game in the same way. Or a trading card game. I mean, it is collectible in a way, I suppose, but it never really felt that way to me, being a virtual game and all. I just never got too invested into it, because I just feel like I fall behind so quickly. They made a card to fix that. What do you mean by fixing that? And what do you mean one card? Because that's kind of the problem, I feel like. You just don't really... You fall behind so quickly, and that's all there is to it. Oh god, I'm gonna die. Oh, good. Very good. A card that gives you a whole random deck that is based on the most recent set. It's built by Blizz. Oh. Oh, so you mean a card that you draw that rebuilds your deck into something else, you mean? I mean, that sounds very awkward because, again, you might just never draw that. But, got like 18 decks, 2 for each class. Okay. That's an interesting idea, I suppose. Maybe I'll look into the game again. Heck, I don't know. If you guys are interested, maybe I'll stream it too. Although I'm not sure if... I mean, Hearthstone streams are admittedly very popular, but I don't know how funny they are to me. I might give it a shot again. I barely played it, but I don't know. It's not a super massive interest to me, and see, it's not an expansion. It's exactly what we expected. A card that is a whole deck. You pick a card when building your deck, and it is your deck. Oh, I see. Okay. That's rather interesting, actually. Okay, so you can just pre-assign your deck by doing that. Okay. Okay. I get what you mean now. That is an interesting way to do it. I suppose it is the best sort of free-to-play way if you want to actually get a hold of a decent deck, as long as Blizzard builds a decent deck, that is. Not sure if they're capable of doing that. Yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting indeed. I don't. There was a troll expansion basically. Basically what you expected. Oh shit! I'm gonna die. Oh no. Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh, we're in trouble, boys. Do I have demoralizing shout? I do not have it. Oh god, we're gonna die! Oh no, the first death! Heals a warrior, man. I wasn't paying attention. Now we gotta walk all the way back to our corpse. Very slowly. Oh shit, because I'm also not playing Night Elf. Fuck. Why am I playing Tauren? God damn it. Oh well. That's the odd part. The current decks, some are good but hard to understand, some are just a thing. Yeah, that sounds a little bit like what I'd expect. I imagine, like, because that's kind of the problem when they're pre-built, right? Because I don't think Blizzard necessarily, they're not all-knowing, right? And I don't think they have some base ideas that they obviously make. They're gonna make also decks for the sake of it, I feel, and not all of them are gonna be equally as good, you know. But it is an interesting idea, and I think it sounds like a pretty good investment for free-to-play players and people that don't have a lot of cards to actually at least get a hold of decks and not feel behind. An example is actually my own dad. He played a bit of Hearthstone, and he often kind of told me that it got a bit frustrating sometimes because he would be dealing with so many cards that he just wouldn't have, right? This guy, he never spent any money on the cards at all. And I can't help but agree a little bit too. Like, it does feel a bit bad, right? When you have access to basically no cards at all versus people that have access to so many cards, you know? This was obviously not in ranked, that is. I don't think he did too much ranked, but he did mostly just a quick play thing. And in there it was very obvious that sometimes it just happens. It feels a bit bad, you know? But I think another thing, which is why I'm not a little bit about Hearthstone, is also that coming back to it, because I played so much back in like original phase and Naxxramas and Old God expansion, all the cards I picked up throughout that time, they're all gone. Like, almost all of them are basically not worth anything anymore, which feels really bad coming back to it now. It's like, great, I get to play again, but great, all the cards I spent way too much money on is now not available to me anymore unless I play Wild, which, you know, there's no way to win, obviously, with that system, but maybe that's an inherent problem with the system, I guess, if that's the way it is. So to keep up the meta and the fact that most fun decks are also most expensive. That's exactly it, right? Because free-to-play decks aren't fun. I'll be perfectly honest. Because you want to get these like funny niche builds. Even if you want to build a control deck, you likely are going to need quite a lot of epic cards and stuff, and it adds quite a bit of money once that happens. There's basically no way to win. This health regeneration is way too high for vanilla. We'll talk more about Classic in a second. Anyway, moving on, Hearthstone, whatever. Now they're going to World of Warcraft. So, you know, the current perception of BFA at the moment is pretty universally a little bit poor. I thought BFA was okay. I didn't like the leveling, personally. I really didn't. I know some people, like, I know a lot of people were really enjoying the leveling system and having such a good time in all the zones. I found it horrific. Like, doing the side quests in Stormsong Valley was so boring. I actually did not have a fun time. And secondly, I just hate the class design in BFA at the moment. I didn't enjoy any classes at all right now. Leveling in that expansion at the moment. I ended up picking Monk. I went Brewmaster. Ugh. I got so tired of it. Because it felt so bad, right? You have your Legion rotation in the beginning. You have your legendaries. You have your artifact. But you start off with the artifact gone, which feels like a step backwards. And then you move on with your legendary effects going off as well. And so, as I leveled up, what happens is that instead of gaining new abilities, like you naturally do leveling up in a game, it feels like you're going backwards. It feels I'm losing abilities leveling up in the game. Not to mention, because of the way that they've designed the scaling, coming from level like 119 to 120, I got so nerfed. Like literally, enemies just annihilated me the moment I leveled up to 120. What? Like, I'm not supposed to feel weaker when I level up. I'm supposed to feel stronger. What's the point of leveling up when you're gonna have this awkward sort of backwards growing, where you're gonna feel like the game's gonna get harder? Not because enemies are getting harder, but because you're just being scaled lower. What? That doesn't make any sense. And that's literally the way it felt, and it really put me off from just continuing with the rest of BFA afterwards, which caused a bit of a problem if I also don't enjoy the class all that much, and it gets even worse when you lose your artifact and your legendaries. What's the point? So I quit. Anyway, rant over. Moving on to the news about the expansion. It looks alright. That was basically what people expected, I suppose. It's gonna be news about the new patch. I mean, it looks cool. Some of the super instance in Mecha Gnome or whatever it's called looks cool. I do like the cyber gnomes. I hope that's an allied race. Not because I like gnomes, but because cyber gnomes are actually kind of cool. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna play one. I just like the existence of them. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I actually, I think much of the WoW stuff seems pretty cool, and I think also in the panel afterwards they talked a bit about the new zone that's supposed to come out, Najatar. Cool, another Argus. Hopefully with a bit better terrain, because Argus had literally the worst world design ever. But I like the fact that zones come out mid-expansion and stuff like that. It just feels more... It gets more exciting, I think, when it's made that way. Oh god. Also, wow, my camera just spins like crazy sometimes. I have that problem with World of Warcraft. I'm not sure why. What causes it. But it has a tendency to just accelerate like crazy. I have to look into that. 'Cause that's awful to play. Like, holy shit, it does it again. Ugh. God. I think the problem though, even despite the cool announcements and all that for BFA. Shit, am I gonna die? Oh no. Oh, 10 health. Oh god. We're good. We're alive. We're alive. If barely. Good lord. Cheated. That was close. Okay. Hey, that was easy. We got it. We almost turned into a burger. That was not nice. Where was I going? I think the problem with even this, like, it looks kind of cool, like the new content patch and stuff, but the issues I have with BFA are kind of inherent. I haven't even mentioned what I think about the asteroid system and the stuff that you got. Well, and you don't even need to hear my opinion, honestly, because I think you can hear everyone else's opinion about it, because a lot of people don't like it. It's pretty obvious. A lot of people have not been talking very well about the system, and I feel like I'm just preaching to the choir here about how bad that is, or the problems with it, because it's not utterly terrible, but it feels like a step backwards. And I'm kind of surprised that they decided to take the least interesting part of Legion to me, which was the Netherlight Crucible, instead of taking the artifact talent trees, which were cool in my opinion. Talent trees are pretty cool, huh? Even if they're cookie cutter, they're still fun to do and they feel like you're progressing somehow. I love leveling up and feeling like, oh, I can just press at that next level, I get to do 15% more damage from my bleed, and if I keep going, I can eventually get deep wounds, which is a really strong dot, and then get impale. Just stuff like that's neat. I like it. But with BFA, just nothing happens for 10 levels. And the asteroid stuff is not interesting, and also not balanced very well, because as I've seen multiple times as well, I've seen gear pieces where they give you these traits for asteroid pieces, and then you'll have you'll find a gear piece with a higher item level, but it has exactly. In fact, it's not even the same item level. An item with the same item level, the same trees, but for some reason, that gear piece has worse astrite traits. And when I say worse astrite traits, I mean like the level requirements for those astrite traits are like higher. Why? What's going on? I'll be back in a bit. Gotta do some stuff before I get too late to forget. Alright, Jax, thank you for hanging about. So, yeah. Inherent problems, and none of those were directly addressed, unfortunately, in BlizzCon. And I wasn't expecting them to be either, but I do hope that they... I was kind of hoping they would kind of try to do some changes, giving community feedback and all that, for the rest of the expansion, but it kind of sounds like they're just gonna live with that problem and just kind of say, hey, it's the way it works, we just have to deal with it for now. And I mean, I don't know how much they can exactly do about that other than I've never done it in the first place, you know. Anyway, it's pretty cool. They finally then announced WoW Classic. This is the important part, because that's the game I'm playing right now. Very cool. I forgot to start my Fallout download, by the way. There we go. Oh shit. Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh, he didn't pull it. Oh, thank God. Whew. That was a monk ass. The WoW Classic. We finally talked about that after like a whole year, basically. They announced it last BlizzCon, and then they announced, or didn't announce, but they posted a couple of like posts, like some water cooler posts, talking a little bit about Classic WoW and the progress they were making. Kind of interesting stuff. And then finally they just came with a whole announcement. Hey, we're gonna release it in, drumroll, summer 2019. Oh shit, that was way earlier than I thought, actually. Okay, it wasn't earlier than I thought. I did actually think it was gonna come in August, but it was admittedly a bit more hoping than thinking. It entirely depended on the amount of progress they made, but I think from the moment they announced there was going to be a demo, it was definitely going to happen at some point in 2019. But I saw a lot of people saying, yeah, it's not going to happen until late 2019 or 2020, or some people even, for some reason, thought 2022. Just a bit silly. 2019 summer, that's not very long from now. It's only like half a year from now, basically. I mean, if it's unfortunate, and it probably will be, it might be in August, so we might be a bit late, so maybe closer to a year, I suppose. Although I'm hoping it's earlier than August, mostly so I can actually kind of like really get into the launch experience without having to worry about going back to university and such, which will happen obviously in August. But they have a knack for releasing stuff in August because it just tends to make the most sense. The chances are, if it's summer, it's probably gonna be August. But hey, God, I really hate this mouse acceleration problem. It just keeps like spinning. I'm not sure how to. Oh God, it's really hard to control the camera as a result. Pretty cool though, and obviously makes me very curious. Like, how's the progress going? And that's why we're playing this demo right now, to see how well is it to vanilla. And there's a couple of things to say, I suppose, about the WoW class demo. I might as well say them now before we talk about that thing that happened in BlizzCon. I think the demo so far, it shows a couple of things. It also showed some concerns that I had for the game, and kind of made me worried about the direction they were going to take it. But the panel afterwards and the Q&A afterwards kind of addressed some of those concerns I had into not really being an issue anymore. That said, I think what's important to take out of this, Legion they use the Legion API, right? So they're using the modern WoW client, but they're sort of manually taken back all the old assets and all the old world and all the old NPCs, all the old information from 1.12 and copied it here. And I think from what we see, that worked out pretty well, actually. Everything seems to be working as it should, but it does cause some problems, right? And well, you say problems, right? But they're not necessarily problems, but it does cause some interesting things. For one, oh shit, I thought I went into combat there. For one, what happens if you're gonna if you want to really recreate the authentic vanilla experience, right? How are you going to do a couple of those things that one would expect from the 1.12, like bugs, for example? Are they going to recreate those bugs? Obviously, that's kind of hard to answer, right? Because fucking hell, this camera, it just keeps jumping. It's not a simple solution, right? Because you can't directly recreate it without having some of the game also feel way too outdated, and also it would cause some other problems, like they talked about, like the login servers and stuff. So it seems like the logical choice to make, and it seems to actually work out pretty well. And I think once they weed out a couple of the obvious issues that it has, I think it's worthy 1.13 for sure. Oh, there's the stolen silver. Okay, I don't know how the fuck to get the stolen silver. I don't think I can get the stolen silver alone, because it's hidden in the back here, and I can't kill more than one of these. I might be able to get that side claw in the back here. Well, let's see. I have hamstring. Oh shit. Okay. Ooh, interesting. I don't know if defensive stance would work. Should we give it a shot? It's a bit less DPS, but hey. Let's see if I can pull this guy. Come here. Okay, it worked. We're good. I'm doing so much less damage now. Doesn't seem to be working very well. I'm gonna just go back to two-handed. I'm not really taking less damage, I noticed. Oh shit, that's bad. Am I gonna die? Yeah, this is the parry. No! Feels bad. I actually see. Wow, okay. That shield did not protect very much more than I expected. Fallout. It's halfway done. It says 13 minutes remaining. I'll be playing that soon enough to not worry about it. I think, like, if they want to really, not everything I have. I'm not one of those no changes people. I'll say that immediately. I actually don't mind some changes, because I think this game isn't perfect. But I also understand why they would decide to not have any changes. They are recreating an experience, so if they're gonna recreate Vanilla WoW, they should recreate it and not necessarily put changes in it. It makes the most sense, right? So in their shoes, I think they're doing the right choice. But I'm not one of those. I don't actually care if they even implement a couple of things, as long as they keep it within the spirit of Vanilla. So I think obvious no-goes are not flying mounts and, you know, dungeon finder and stuff like that. But the stuff that I don't mind as much is actually class balance. I don't care about debuff limits, for example. I really don't mind the debuff limit being higher than 16, because it actually means that some classes become suddenly kind of viable. You can play an Affliction Warlock, for example, because now you can actually dot stuff. But I also understand why they wouldn't want to do that, because, well, it can actually kind of affect the way things were balanced back then. Because obviously classes are going to be doing a lot more damage when you can infinitely debuff something. So I think the eventual choice of 16 is fine. Although I know some people kind of want 8, actually. I think they can go fuck themselves, because they're most likely just Fury Warriors and and rogues and stuff that want to make sure they're top DPS and don't have to worry about other people coming up. I don't think 16 or 8 makes a difference. And if we're really gonna make the army, I think it's gonna be easier. I don't think these people have done Molten Core in a while, because Molten Core is it's not as hard as people remember it to be. I'm just gonna say it like that. From what I've seen at the demo, I know some couple of observations I noticed in the very beginning that kind of like irked me a little bit. I was like, what? First of all, I kind of felt like the movement speed felt higher than it should be. I don't know if you guys also noticed that, but playing the game, it just felt like, compared to how you're running in the old game, it just felt like you're running fire. And I've seen some comparisons side by side, and you do not run faster. Apparently, it just seems that way because because the aspect ratio is now actually extended and fixed. You actually now view the game from much further away, which actually makes the animations look faster than they are, which was a very interesting thing, actually. Okay, I'm gonna do a neat little trick. Vanilla trick. I'm not sure how possible this is because the environment is kind of small. But I'm gonna try and pull this guy. I don't have a bow. But obviously I'm gonna pull both. But here's what I'm gonna be doing, because I'm gonna keep running until one of them resets. Oh shit! No! Okay. That didn't quite work, but that was the intention, was to pull one of them and then pull back, but I fell down. It's a bit easier with the bow, but because the more damage they take, the longer their aggro range is. But that didn't work. Oops. Well, I gotta be honest, I'm getting really triggered by this camera. I don't know why, it just spins so much on this PC for some reason. I do have vertical sync on. Oh, they did it again! That is so annoying! I wonder if it's... Maybe it'll fix it if I do this. I'm not sure if it's the game running like too fast and being uneven. I'll try triple buffering and see if it works. Let's see, we'll see. No, it still does it. Yeah, it still spins around like crazy. I don't know what's making that happen, it's pretty annoying. Alright, let's try again. Alright, here you come. They reset like just perfectly at the edge here. So if I do this, that guy should Yo. God damn it. Oh shit. Oh shit, why are they holding aggro above them now? What the fuck? Oh, we got him away. Oh god, thank god. Okay, maybe it doesn't work. Maybe that's a private server thing. I'm fairly certain you can get him out of range, but maybe they actually have stuff around that. Oh hey, it's people. Oh shit, they're all dead. Oh, they're not dead. Don't worry, we're gonna make this. Don't worry about this. The reason I can't do it is because I don't have... Oh shit, there's only one there. Where did they go? What? Oh my god. Okay. Get it. Get it. Oh shit. Oh, we got it. Stolen silver. Oh shit. I don't know what happened. I guess some people must have just run. Maybe those guys just ran past. But they must have killed it so quickly. I'm not even sure what happened. Maybe they just... I'll take it. I'll take it. Socializing MMORPG? That is one of the things I... Oh god, that's a Tauren head. Good lord. That's dark. Not sure how the raptors hang that up, but you know. They are more advanced than they seem. This is something I really do like about the game, even though I didn't decide to do that this time around. It's grouping with people. Grouping with people is really fun. You just go there, you type enter, type 1, and be like, hey guys, you want to do some parties? And then people are more likely gonna join you. Or you'll just meet them in the world and be like, hey, are you guys doing this Soul and Silver quest? And they'll be like, yeah, I'm doing it. Wanna group? Hell yeah, let's group. And there you go. Easy as that. Literally no more than that. And that's all it takes. And then you're gonna group up, you're gonna most likely be chatting along, have a good time. And then before you know it, you're gonna add them to your friends list. And that's how the process goes. It's brilliant! You don't get those... you don't get those moments in modern MMOs as much. Both Final Fantasy XIV, World of Warcraft at the moment in BFA, World of Warcraft hasn't had that experience in a long time. It's something you just don't see anymore, and something I think is very underappreciated, and something that stands very as a very big testament to old school MMOs, because they just had that thing about them. So I want us to be on the same server. I say, oh man, this quest is a thing, and you say, hey, I can open and help you if you want, also dungeons. Exactly, right? And it kind of goes into the whole server community as well, something that's completely lost, because everything's cross-server now, because they want to make things convenient. Yeah, okay, you can do raids, and you can do cross-realm parties and stuff like that, and ironically, like, my raid team at the moment wouldn't be able to play together if that wasn't a thing, right? Because people are on different servers, but it also is a bit of a shame, you know, that things do work that way, because you're gonna be doing dungeons here. Not only do you have to manually walk to the dungeons, you have to form the party together on general chat and stuff like that, or just, you know, go and slash, some people even more desperately go and slash who, and actually type out, like, 15 to 19, and then you get all the players that are 15 to 19, and they usually ask people of the specific class, like a warrior, hey, do you want to tank this dungeon? And sometimes it happens, and they'll be like, hey, you want to do it? Alright, let's do it. And then, in that process, you're going to be meeting these people. These people that you are going to group with, they are on the same server as you. You're going to see them again, most likely. In some shape or form. How cool is that? I suck at making new friends. Well, that's also the thing. You don't even have to be super social and outgoing to even befriend people in the classic version of World of Warcraft. Because the game just kind of automatically does that for you. You're going, even by just questing around, you're kind of forced to socialize sometimes, because some people are gonna come up to you and they're gonna be like, hey, you wanna do this quest? And you're like, sure. Or, probably the more modern example, they're just gonna invite you and you're just gonna join. But even then, it can often end up with you actually ending up talking. It actually is one of the boons about the combat. Yeah, okay, the combat is pretty slow. I'm literally pressing a button and I'm waiting for the next auto attack. But you know what I can do in the meanwhile? I can type. I can type in the background. That's actually a boon about combat being slow. You can't do that on 14, and it's actually one of the things that makes 11 and 14 different. And why Eureka is like a horrible thing in Final Fantasy 14. But if it existed in 11, which in many forms it did, it was fine. Why? Well, it's because you can actually chat and do things out during combat, because combat is just fucking auto-attacking. I am a socializing machine. I mean, Tora, you will not have a problem, because you are very sociable, and the fact that you can actually make friends in Duty Fighter kind of makes you a bit of a exception to the rule. But that's why I also think you'll have a very great time in a game like this, because for you it's very natural to just kind of go out and ask people to do dungeons, and you're just gonna make so many friends. I can tell you, when I level 1 to 60, I have level 1 to 60 on a private server, like a couple of years ago. It's actually a long time now, it's like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. First time I played vanilla. I leveled 1 to 60 on my Night Elf Warrior, and by the end of it, my friends lists were literally full of people. Like, I'm talking 30, 40 people on my friends list there. And these are all people I met. It took me, I think, a total of 5 months, I think, to get level 60. That's including 2 breaks that were probably amasses to a month, so probably around 4 months, right, of active playtime. Not online playtime, of course. I think that was about 30 days of playtime. Oh shit, these guys are high level. Oh, scary. Something like that, I think. So many people I met in that process, and so many names that you keep seeing. In fact, not just people, but guilds too. I remember on the server I played on a server called Phoenix. I'll talk a little bit about it. I know it's illegal, whatever, but there was a server there called Dream State. They were Horde. I was playing Alliance, and I remember multiple members of this Dream State guild were kind of known to be some gankers, because it was a PvP server, right? They were also very ahead for raiding, but obviously that wasn't something I really paid attention to while leveling. But I got to see them with my own eyes, what they did. And I remember Dream State was a very common guild I saw when people were ganking. And it kind of created a reputation. Oh shit, when you see a Dream State member, that's that's a raider. And you know what a raider means? It means a high geared level 60, and they're gonna kick your ass. So it's just something you always kept in mind, you know, as you leveled up. But not just that, you also start developing communities on on the guilds on your server. I do recall the days where we needed to gather a team, chatting in chats for people to join. Good memories. That's never been a thing in Final Fantasy XIV, which is a shame, but that's the inherent design of that game, which I'm not gonna get too much into. But it's something I do think is very much lost nowadays. And that is a shame, because I think this, honestly, I will say, out of the two, I think I enjoyed this format the most. Because, you know, in a way, it was less about the game. Oh shit, Fallout 76 is installed. We can play some Fallout later, although not yet. I'm still gonna keep on going. I'm really enjoying this. Final Fantasy 14? Nope, it was very popular in other games back in the days. Exactly. Old MMOs reek of that, and it was one of the things that made them stand out, in my opinion, and what made them into old MMOs versus modern MMOs. Unfortunately, the trend kind of moved away from that. It doesn't happen anymore. And it's a shame, but a lot of people don't play these MMOs anymore. I don't know if that's because of the design philosophy. Maybe it doesn't match with what most people want nowadays, or if it's just because those games have just grown old. I don't know. But given the interest in WoW Classic, maybe it isn't so much the design philosophy, and maybe it is more, in fact, just the games have gotten old. And since all these modern MMOs have sort of developed to try and appease to a different community of people, the old ones weed away, you know? Because I don't think it's right to say, oh, people don't have time to play these games anymore. Why would that be true? There's a huge amount of a young generation nowadays that I'm sure would be just as into these games like the young generation were back then, you know? Yeah, okay, these people are now adults. What's to stop the current young generation wanting to play it now? But maybe the young generation doesn't fit it. I don't know. I'm not too familiar on this design, and I'm not an expert in this field, but it's an interesting thing for sure. The games have become more practical since the people who used to play these games from now work have families. That's exactly what I meant, but yeah, okay, these people play it now, but what about the current younger generation? They aren't replacing the old one, you know what I mean? Why? And maybe it's because the services don't exist, maybe it's whatever reason, I don't know. But we'll definitely see, because I think the success of WoW Classic is very much going to prove exactly that. One word, Fortnite. But, okay, Fortnite exists now, but back then you still had Counter-Strike, you know, there's still shooters. There's still different genres that people played. There's everyone drinks their own type of flavor, you know, of tea. Why, that doesn't necessarily mean, okay, a lot of people play Fortnite, doesn't necessarily mean people wouldn't be able to enjoy an old school MMO. Because people still have time. It's just the current people the people that did back then, they don't have anymore. But the new ones, they do, you know? Different generations, different tastes, I guess. But I don't know if I agree with that though. Looking back into it, I genuinely don't know, because looking back into it, I don't see that much difference. I actually just see kind of history repeating itself, is actually what I see. I'm seeing people be into the same things as before. I see people that are into MMOs nowadays that are of that of the new generation, they tend to be really hardcore. They tend to put tons of time into the game. I was kind of amongst that. I put a lot of time into World of Warcraft. And my group of friends in middle school, when World of Warcraft was a thing, we put a shit ton of time into it. But the game was definitely more casual on its own. I don't know. It's interesting. They don't tend to be the majority. But I wonder why. I do wonder why they're not the majority. Maybe there's maybe culture's the answer? I don't know. Because in theory they should be the majority. I imagine more young people play than video games than older ones. But maybe we're moving away from that. Maybe more older people do it now. It's interesting. Anyway. Level up, boys. Let's get Unbridled Wrath. You see, I'm doing an interesting thing, for you guys that aren't super familiar with Vanilla WoW. Because you might be wondering, wait, Paccoz, you're leveling Fury. But that doesn't make sense. Why are you Fury when you're wearing a two-handed weapon? Because usually two-handed means arms warrior, right? Well, you see, I'd agree with you that that's a strange choice, but it turns out that during leveling a Fury is actually really strong because it buffs your crit and the rage generation from your abilities significantly high on a two-handed weapon. Not to mention, the use of a two-handed weapon is downright better than whatever you get with two one-handed weapons. You see, the problem about one-handed weapons in Classic is that one-handed weapons have a very low accuracy rate. I believe it is about like 20%, 25% of a debuff you basically get on hit rating, which you can work yourself up with by getting more hit. But obviously when you're leveling, you're not going to get gear with hit. So when you're not hitting, you're going to be missing a lot. And when you're missing a lot, you don't do a lot of damage. Arms don't have the same amount. You're actually hitting a lot more. So for the amount of damage you do without hit, you're actually doing more damage. But since the Fury talent tree is actually kind of superior, getting the crit and the bonuses of Fury, at least all the way to level 40, actually benefits itself. I know some people actually go even further than that, but for me I like to just go to level 40 and then switch to arms because you get Moral Strike, which kind of evens out it again. Because now certainly going arms is probably a bit better and more fun. I think Moral Strike is actually quite a lot of fun. Okay, let's see what we read here. I feel like gaming has become more generalized than it used to be too. Now anyone can have a decent computer for gaming too. That means more players, which means those players are most likely casual, which is why in my opinion they try to adjust the games to better suit those casual players. That is true. And that's exactly what has happened. I think you're hitting the nail on the head right now with why the games have developed that direction. But I'm wondering why the niche titles don't seem to succeed anymore. I guess it was more my question, you know? Because absolutely, if you want to try to hit the majority of people, you want to try to reach the most broad audience ever, you have to make things casual, because most people are. Most people don't play video games, 17 hours a week, Most people play maybe 6 hours a week, Very little. And for those people, they need to make it work. And making games that are very time consuming and take a long time, it doesn't fit them. This game is time consuming. Although I don't think it's all too bad, even if you only play 2 hours. You might still be able to do a couple of things, but of course, you're never going to be able to do a dungeon. Dungeons could take, well, depending on the dungeon. Some dungeons take literally over 3 hours to complete in vanilla. I think it's awesome. I love that it takes so long because it makes it an actual long process. But of course, for someone that doesn't have that time, that doesn't work. Of course, it doesn't work. They physically cannot do it. And for people that are parents that are that have their busy lives, they just cannot adjust to that. Obviously. I take mostly me and my sister as examples. I don't like grinding games. I feel like you actually work for things you have. I believe it's very satisfying. Exactly. And I feel the same way too. I also prefer to play games that are kind of grinding. Oh god, it's the Alliance guys. Oh shit. I forgot about those NPCs. Oh, they're gonna kick my ass. I'm gonna get away from them. They drop really good loot though. Or they have like really high drop chance on like shoulder pads and stuff. But there's no way I'm gonna be able to kill them. Because elites in this game are actually elites. They're elites, you most likely cannot kill them alone. No matter what class you are. Oh, maybe hunters, like, and the warlocks and stuff. Because they're pets. My sister only plays for the sake of taking a look and quickly switches between games after 2-3 hours. Yeah, but that's more of a matter of interest. I was talking more actual physical limitations, but of course people also have preferences, and I think in that situation you have a different taste than your sister. I see that too, like my own sisters too, like they don't... both my sisters actually play World of Warcraft and played quite a bit of it, but I also seen them kind of... I guess that's why I was taking that standpoint, because for them, they kind of stopped playing because they couldn't play anymore in that same level, you know? Because they actually used to be pretty invested into the game. They actually played Vanilla WoW and TBC and stuff like that, and were actually pretty hardcore. Not super hardcore, but hardcore enough to be raiding and being already amongst the fewer percentile of people that, you know, kind of play the game to the full extent. But of course some people also just genuinely don't even do that in the first place, you know? Never would, because it just isn't their taste. But I don't know how many of those people technically mean the majority. Don't know about that. But I guess because it become more generalized, right? And more young people play and stuff like that. I was wondering, like, if that means, that possibly meant, if more people play video games nowadays, wouldn't it technically mean that more people are also more hardcore oriented? Or would be more interested in playing video games more often? Because it's becoming more acceptable too, you know? But maybe it's the opposite, because, and I don't know. Because at the same time, people that play PC tend to be more hardcore than people that play mobile, right? Mobile is very, very casual, and I think that's where the majority of people get reached. But I don't even know if you really want to call that gaming. But companies certainly are trying to make it into gaming. Oh shit, it's Mankrik. I actually never picked up this quest.
To victory.
Greetings.
Not bad, Moonkus. Now I need to kill prowlers. I don't actually know exactly what prowlers are, so I need to read. First, let's speak of this
Blood
guy.
and thunder.
Ah. Oh, free agility, free spirit. Pretty good.
For the Horde.
It's a decent duel, huh? That's a hunter. Fuck it, let's do it. Here we go. Hamstring! Oh, I got it. Get him! Oh, I'm being kited so hard. Ah, lost. GG. I think if I used hamstring on him earlier, I would have been able to make it, but I messed it up. I don't remember this soundtrack. Oh, looks like we have to go to Ratchet. I do need to get the Thunder Lizard Horn, but I do also need to kill like Baron Longshore and stuff. So we might as well kind of make our way to the coast here. Not a lot of... there's some Thunder Lizards around here. Might as well go this way. Okay, let's catch up what you said here. What I tend to favor is mostly replayability, grinding, and good PvE. More people does mean more people who are hardcore will come around, but for every 10 hardcore people that join, 1,000 casuals to drop by. Hardcore players are composed mostly by skilled players. Let's not forget that not everyone is good at the game. True. Very true. I think you're right. But I think what I was mostly wondering is sort of the more environment that people play video games at. Because like I was just mentioning, mobile games is one crowd of people. They tend to obviously be more casual. But for PC gamers, how many of them are actually casuals? Because I don't think PC is necessarily all that casual of a system. A console I would consider to be more casual because it's something we can very easily put on the couch and just chill out. But a computer, you have to actually lean into a chair and then use both your hands on this keyboard and mouse, and it's not necessarily a more comfortable style of gaming, I'd argue, actually. But of course, maybe that's changed because of laptops. Because laptops do kind of give that same element, right? And becomes almost the same as a mobile phone. So maybe that's the reason why it becomes a more casual platform. A good laptop can be quite affordable. Yeah, and laptops are by far the most popular style of system. So maybe that's it. I don't know. Sorry, I punched the microphone a bit. Scratching my beard. My beard is so itchy today, it's ridiculous. It's such a feels bad, man. Brainstar, how are you doing, my man? You came just in time to watch me walk a lot. Which is actually what happens the majority of the stream. I was looking for thunder lizards, but I didn't find any across the way. We're gonna make our way to Ratchet so we can turn in those raptor horns, and we're gonna see if we can kill Baron Longshore, whom I think is somewhere along the coast here. Because he's moving a lot. Do you wanna get banned again, Tora? I gotta say though, playing Tauren, like, they're cool. I like Taurens. Taurens are cool. In vanilla, that is. I hate the design of them in like current version of WoW. I mean, like after the Wars of Draenor revamps of the models, because they look so goofy. But in here, they look actually kind of scary. Look, he looks angry. Like, I still haven't decided if like for Classic I want to go Alliance or Horde. I think that entirely depends on what the majority of people want to be amongst my friends. I know Badger wants to be Shaman, so that most likely sounds like Horde. If the rest of the people gets convinced, I will likely go Horde as well. But it really doesn't matter too much for me. But I am most likely playing PvP because it's obviously a lot more interesting to watch. Because I think I'm most likely going to be streaming quite a bit of Classic when that comes out. Ew!
Glad I could help!
That's a neat little cape. Oh look, it's black. It goes perfect with my main. That's terrible. There's a vendor in here.
Time is money, friend.
Let's sell some stuff. Now the question is, can we get 1 gold? Do we have enough to get 1 gold? Let's find out, boys. Oh, we did it! 1 gold! Pog. That's not that much better. That's a pog right there. Oh shit, that's one thing I completely forgot about vanilla. I'm not sure that's gonna be... like, some quests in vanilla are quest items, but they're not actually quest items per se. This is a quest item. But sometimes a quest item will actually just be an item that has a different use. So you'll just accidentally sell it. Because you can't sell quest items, but you can sell, like, you know, the Raptor Punch. But maybe that's gonna be used for a different quest. So often I've actually sold, like, quest items on accident as a result.
Hello. Till next we meet.
Oh look, that's a high elf before they were playable. Well, I mean, high elves were never playable, but you know what I mean. Oh, gun would be nice. I can actually pull stuff from a distance. I think other than Baron, like... Oh, and this is Norwatch. Oh, that's further away. Yeah, okay. I think... God, everyone wants to fucking duel these days. Prestegutten. Oh shit, it's the priest boy. Let's get him. Fucking Norwegians. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? How far am I gonna run? he's almost out of mana. Let's get him. Hamstring. He can't shield himself now. Whew. Almost got him. He can't do anything. He's gonna die. Oh shit. No. Fucking. Oh, shield's gone. Yes. I'm gonna flex that fucker. Take that, priest boy. I'm just gonna walk back. Reduel. Alright, let's do it. Sure. How far can you level in the demo? You can level all the way to level 19. So you start your character at 15 and you can level all the way to 19. I like these graphics, they're crispy and remind me of the days I was playing with puberty. They have a charm to it, I will say. I don't think this game's all that ugly looking, actually. Oh shit, he got... Fuck, I couldn't charge in time. Alright, he's gonna do that, but I'm just gonna go here and bandage myself. Oh, now he's out of mana again. Oh shit though. I need to kill him fast. He's just gonna try and one me to death now. Oh, he got me. GG. Bow. I'm gonna walk away now in shame. Just gonna pretend I never met that guy. See, I missed a couple of quests up here actually.
What's up?
Called this quest. Oh
Have a
god.
good one.
I forgot about that. That quest actually
Keep
gives
it
a
real.
really neat
Time is money, friend.
oh, look at that.
Hurry back.
That quest actually gives a pretty neat two-handed weapon, but it's got a really challenging it's got not challenging, but it's got like there's a quest that has an awful
kid. I ain't got all day.
awful
Sure
drop
could
rate.
use your help, kid.
And I mean so bad. It's ridiculously bad, the drop rate on one of the items, because you need like an operating manual that you pick up from an enemy that drops something like over here. Oh my god, it was so bad. I literally spent, I think, 4 hours trying to get that damn item to drop. It was it was unbelievably low. I'm sorry you lost. What are you talking? I won the first time. It's an even match. Hope you're not in a bad mood. The shit I have to deal with on a daily basis. Every day. It's just a cow. Oh my god. What are you trying to achieve in life, Tora? Is it like global suffering? Because you're certainly succeeding at it. This is actually kind of a low-level quest. I thought this was more 15 to higher, but apparently not. Should be very easy to do then. Levels are like a huge difference, at least for warriors, because like a green enemy versus like a an enemy that's one level higher than you, or God forbid two, it's a really big difference, because you're going to be doing something called glancing blows, which severely lowers your damage. Not to mention the enemy does glancing blows on you if you're higher level, so now it doesn't do any damage to you. Because yeah, we're just annihilating this mob. Oh, a potion. Ooh. You need to bail Fallout as far as chance for cowpons. God, you really wanted me to play like Fallout. Holy shit, Badger. I do need to play, like, I am going to be switching relatively soon. Don't worry about it, because we are kind of nearing the point where if I don't switch soon, I'm not gonna get enough time to play the game. We'll be doing probably like 10 more minutes, I say, and then we can jump ahead. Also, I started ranting so much about World of Warcraft and stuff like that, but we actually never finished talking about the rest of BlizzCon, because we've been skipping the part all you guys were talking about in the beginning, which is that thing that the Diablo devs talked about. What was it again? Diablo Immortal? Oh god. So yeah, they announced the stuff for our Classic, that was cool and all. And then they gave the scene to Diablo, and I was like, oh shit, here we go. Here we go. Finally the Diablo announcement we all been waiting for. Isn't Baron Longshore meant to be here? Oh shit, he's from Gilneas. Cool. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be in the ship, isn't he? That's just literally no NPCs in the ship. Did they? Maybe they're respawning. I'm literally just gonna ignore Tora right now. Just like, holy shit, it just doesn't stop. I'll take a limit on my phone, which I own, so I must hate PC gaming. Like, I'm not sure what happened with Diablo Immortal. Blizzard somehow decided that the next game they're gonna make for Diablo is gonna be a phone game. And you know what? I actually don't care. Like, a phone game, that's fine. I don't care if every game has a phone game of it. What I do care about is the fact that they decided to announce that shit on BlizzCon as the only thing. Oh, Baron Longshore is... Oh, he was just there. Oh, he is. Yeah, he does spawn here, I think. Let's see. Wanna group? There we go. Horns. Horns on our team. We're the cow buddies. Alright, with 2 people now, we can probably get hams. We can go ham. Fuck me. God damn it. Hey, come here. Oh shit, they got guns. Right. It's fine. They're pretty weak. We can just take them all. They got rend up. We're fine. Yeah, I don't know what the fucking hell. So, one mobile game is fair enough, right? Okay, they're gonna make a mobile game, but they decided to make the only announcement a mobile game for like a franchise that people have been waiting fucking forever for something new, right? People have been... How long ago was it since Diablo Reaper Souls, Diablo 3 Reaper Souls came out? It's quite a while now, right? And they decide that the thing they're gonna do next is gonna be a mobile game, and they're gonna announce that at BlizzCon. What could possibly go wrong? It reminds me a lot actually of the whole Command and Conquer debacle that happened. Oh, there's Baron Monk. Wait, what? Oh, he spawns randomly, I think. Oh, the guys just disbanded the group. That's what feels bad, man. Wait, can I get shot through the tree? Like, how are they how are they, what were they expecting doing that? Of course it's gonna backfire, like, severely, and people are gonna be really upset about an announcement like that. Of course the amount of hate it's getting is surreal. A bit justified, but still, holy shit. I don't know what they were thinking. It's so ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. Should never have been a thing. I don't mind the announcement itself, and I don't mind a full mobile game, but god, the only thing they're gonna do is a mobile game? That's silly. I wrecked that guy. So we do need some brigands. We already killed the cannoneers. Oh, there's Baron Longshore. What the fuck? Baron Longshore's everywhere! I think it just randomly respawns in the random camp, but because of the high respawn rates, because I'm pretty sure they actually have dynamic respawns in this on the server. They're just respawning immediately. It's kind of funny. Oh, I need these guys. But yeah, I don't know. That's strange. Not to mention, and this is the second thing, right, that pisses me off about Immortal, and I think what pisses a lot of people off about Immortal, is the fact that they somehow decide it's okay to... a Blizzard game, right? That tends to mean a game that tends to have been in development for some time and they actually kind of give a shit about. Diablo Immortal is not that. Diablo Immortal is outsourced by a company called NetEase. So not only is it outsourced, which is... okay, why would they even announce that in BlizzCon? They decide to outsource that, and then they decide, okay, well, let's reskin an existing game and make that into an current game, because that's actually what it is. The game is legitimately just a reskin of an existing game. How is that okay? You cannot tell me that you'd be surprised that people reacted the way they did. Of course they did. They should react that way, because that is such a stupid practice that they want to do that, then they need to expect a backlash. You can't create a product for these consumers and then decide to just create something completely different and not expect the previous consumers to be a little bit disappointed, you know? Of course, because they're gonna be upset, you know? So I don't know what they were thinking. It was an interesting thing to watch at all, and to end BlizzCon on that note was a great sign. But I completely skipped something though, because they did talk about World of Warcraft. They also talked about one more thing, which actually was cool, and probably is the only cool announcement outside of the WoW Classic release date. Warcraft 3 Remaster. The thing people forget is that Blizzard is dead, and Husk that it was is now Activision Blizzard, and they want all the money. I think that's a bit too easy of an excuse, though. It's a company merge, yes. Yeah, Activision plays part of the part too, but I don't want to just completely take away the blame that Blizzard is this altruistic company that likes to make good games, and that was it. And then Activision is at fault completely. I don't think that's true either. I think it's also Blizzard's fault, you know? And I don't think it's necessarily got so much to do with Activision, because Blizzard is their own independent company. It's Blizzard that's doing this crap, it's not Activision, I'm pretty certain. I'm not obviously behind the scenes, but I think just putting the blame on Activision isn't necessarily accurate either. Just what I want to mention about that. That said, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of different departments on Blizzard, right? And this is kind of what's confusing, right? Because I feel like the development team within Blizzard, they do want to create games. They want to create good games. I do believe that. And I think the panel that they showed for WoW Classic, I'd say I had a very good impression of the developers there. Like, they seem to genuinely give a shit about making fun games. And they seem to really give...
Ratchet. Hope you're looking for work.
Yeah. They seem to actually really care about wanting to recreate vanilla like it was. Very much respect to that. The people that don't probably care as much about that is the people that are higher in the higher ups. Games are products, and I don't approve of them doing what they did, though. It's extremely disrespectful. I mean, that's the biggest part. It just feels like a bit of a... it just feels like a bit of a betrayal, you know, to the consumers. That this long beloved franchise sort of becomes so tarnished because they just decided to take it in a direction that nobody asked for, you know? Just because they want to reach a wider audience.
Doing?
Of course people are gonna feel like,
Have a good one.
well, I feel a bit like ignored, you know, because they just decided to do that. It is disrespectful in that regard. And gets rid of a lot of the it tarnishes the trust between consumers and products, but I'm not an expert in this field, that's why I don't want to talk too hard about it. Don't get me wrong, Blizzard extremely at fault, but Blizzard isn't its own thing anymore. Activision Blizzard are the same thing. There's not without the other.
Hey there.
Yeah.
Just passing through.
For sure. But I don't like, at least I've seen this thing being mentioned so much for in regards to it's just that I've seen this be mentioned so much. I spaced out there completely, Jesus Christ. I see it mentioned so much when in regards to World of Warcraft and the changes that they made, and they'd be like, oh god damn it, Activision, how dare you do this. I think that one is more... I don't think that one has so much to do with Activision. Not to mention that, obviously, with the way that it worked back then, like, they won't change the direction of WoW because Activision tells them to, you know? Hey Tiger, how are you doing, my man? Does Classic have the old skills, etc.? Classic is meant to be a recreation of World of Warcraft back as it was when it came out. So yes, it's got all the old skills, old character models, the old world, old everything. It's exactly like it was before Burning Crusade came out. Or at least that's the intention. It's not strictly the old version. It's that's why it's called 1.13. Because they're using like the modern UI. So that's why you get like the current options menu and stuff like this. Like this wasn't back in vanilla. And you get a handful of like quality of life stuff. Nothing in regards to gameplay, but I know some UI quality of life is in here. But it basically is exactly like vanilla, and which is quite nice. Although they still have a bit fair ways to go still. A couple of things are, well, not perfect. That's it, I should say. I know, for example, Blood Rage should put me in combat, which it doesn't. And I know the energy regeneration for rogues is super out of whack at the moment, but that's stuff they're gonna fix. I think there was one thing that was a bit controversial, which has been addressed, which was the sharding. Because obviously a big thing about Classic is the way communities are designed. Communities are fostered and grown within the game world and the server specifically. There's no cross-realm, no LFD or stuff like that. But sharding kind of segregates people into these different sort of instances within the same server to reduce the load of people in the same area. Obviously people don't want that because that's not a thing in vanilla, and it goes kind of against the vanilla spirit. But it is present on this demo precisely because you can only be in Barrens or Westfall at the moment. Get so many people playing at the same time in the same zones, playing these preset characters in the same area. Of course, they're gonna naturally kind of trying to do sharding to make it not crash all the time. And they were talking a bit about maybe making it so that the very initial launch experience will use sharding in some very limited format, but then get removed, which I think is basically the perfect answer out of that. I know I'm gonna play the shit out of this when it becomes a thing in summer 2019. For the first time, big corporations doing great games, like one of the main games I can think of is Castlevania. I used to love Castlevania to death. Well, that's Konami, and Konami is... I mean, if you can talk shit about Blizzard all you want, but Konami's a whole new beast. Not even new, it's an older and more like disgusting beast that ruined so many good franchises and just stopped making video games in the first place for no reason whatsoever. Instead, you want to make those fucking pachinko games, whatever they call it. God damn it. Just thinking about it makes me upset.
Strength. Dabu.
Dabu. It's a lot of green quests, but that's also because I'm kind of high level actually for this though. Anyway, it's been going over 10 minutes now. I think I'm gonna be switching game to play some Fallout 76 because there's a bit of a request to do that, and I believe the beta only runs for another 2 hours, so it'd be nice to at least get a short little look at it before we call it a day. But it has been fun. Well, I'm just saying there's a time in a big corporation that quality starts becoming less of a priority. Yeah. Well, that always seemed like a strange thing, because obviously if quality goes down, then wouldn't you think people also would lose interest? Wouldn't making good like good quality games be a boon? Wouldn't that make people want to buy the stuff? I just never really understand that. It just seems so counterproductive, but it still happens all the time. Because they just cheap out and stuff.
May your blades never dull.
Okay, you got 5 more hours still? I don't know, let's got plenty of time. I mean, I got more like 2 hours, because I don't want to be up for too long. It's already 10 PM right now. 1 PM? Good lord. American servers. It's getting late enough for me. I do want to get to bed eventually, so that's why I should just get started with it ASAP. So let's switch around here. This is why we have many unfinished games out there. Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Okay, let's just rename the stream to Man Lost in Apocalyptic Phone World. There we go.